shifting lifestyles, some are beginning to ask, am I working and saving for something I may not even want or need? The other day, there's a property owner who came to us, I think we were with you, Juliana, and said, you can invest here 350,000 US dollars. Of course, we said, of course, yes, we can. But we knew exactly that there's not such money in our pockets. They later told us that they have a partnership with one of the banks, and we could access this money
through the bank,
and then we can start earning income. From they manage the property for us. It sounded very
we can
exciting.
be able to pay the mortgage.
Can be able to pay the mortgage. We looked at in how many years? With so many years. Maybe we might not be here in those many years.
You might leave those years with your next of kin.
Is the pressure to own a house more about the tradition? Is it more about the image than financial freedom? And Isaac is here to help us unpack this. Does this lead us to freedom, or what is it anyway? Isaac, who really benefits when society glorifies home ownership? The individual or the institution selling this dream?
Well, the institutions definitely benefit from a sale. That's for sure. Property is it's a tricky question, a tricky discussion, because it depends. I think that the most accurate answer is it depends when you talk about who benefits from owning homes. Or not who benefits, but does a homeowner benefit by being a homeowner? Because when you introduce things like high interest mortgage debt, when you talk about making payments over the next
30 years,
30, 40 years.
Oh my God.
When you start talking about some of these things, it really depends on how you're organized, and also the kind of home you buy, the way that home solves your lifestyle needs, and how you finance it. Those things really contribute to whether it's worthwhile. In some circumstances, it's better to rent. Now, it's not common, but there are financial arguments where it is better to rent than to own a home.
Yeah.
Especially when you purchase more home than you can afford, which many people do. Or what I mean when I say purchase more home, you might be two of you in the family, and you buy a home with 5 bedrooms. You don't need 5 bedrooms, and so you're paying for space you're not really using, right? So you've got too much home. That's one angle. The other angle is you might overextend yourself when you're borrowing. Because when you're borrowing, somebody might give you more money than you need, because you can qualify for that.
You qualify
money.
for it.
You qualify.
There's a bank sending to me emails saying I can access 300 million.
Now, just because you can access it doesn't mean you can afford it. Doesn't mean you should access it. Yeah, somebody can say, I can drink 5 liters of beer. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Yeah, I can eat.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I can eat 5 plates of food. Yeah, just because you can eat them doesn't mean you should eat them, right? And so you might end up with more credit than you need. You might end up buying more house than you need. You might end up taking on more stress than you should, because you must have a home and it must look a certain way.
Buying houses, buying homes, is it such a great investment idea?
There are advantages in being a homeowner. There are many advantages. One of the major advantages is, of course, that you have the house has value, and very strong perceived value, social value and financial value. So some of us are looking to, some of us are invested in appearances. I'm not going to point any fingers.
A lot of us are.
Thou
Isn't
know
it
thyself.
everyone?
Isn't it like almost everyone really? I'm just thinking out now.
From Kijuchuro to Gasabo to the other side of
Nyarujenje.
everyone
Yeah.
wants to be seen. Ngobambone.
Bambone indeed. And you want to be seen at a certain status. So hopefully this is not a major consideration when you're buying a home, because that's a massive endeavor, buying a home. So it needs a sober mind when you're buying a home, not an overly excited mind or overly concerned with non-beneficial factors when making a decision. What will people say? Well, I guess somebody will argue how beneficial what people will say means. But if you are financing a home, many of us were buying homes with a less than 10% deposit on a mortgage. Somebody selling, for mathematics sake, 100 million franc home, and the financing or the bank is telling you they can give you a mortgage with less than 10% or less. And you're paying that mortgage 25, 35, 40 years. You're going to buy 3 houses, 4 houses for the price of one.
We stood somewhere at Kigali skyline, and we just watched over the city. I was with a banker, and through meditation, he later just concluded that all this infrastructure, all these homes, belong to the banks.
Huh?
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
They don't belong to us.
No.
Oh, wow.
The
You
banks
say you're
are
a homeowner,
owning our landlords.
You are liars. You're calling yourself homeowner
But that
lies.
sounds scary, though.
Some things need to be financed. Some purchases in life need financial support.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it.
But isn't it just a lie? If you're going to borrow money and live 50 years paying, and you're better off just paying rent.
But the question is, would you have saved for the 50 years to build that what you have?
No, the question is,
Would you have
can't you
saved
just pay
for those 50
lesser
years?
rent and do something else with your money?
And do some. Now you'll see. This is what I'm saying. In some circumstances, you find that it is more beneficial to rent when you consider all things. I remember seeing somebody on social media a young lady, a single mother, talking about how she has an excellent job. She recently bought a house maybe 2 years prior, but the house is too big, and the mortgage payments are too high, and she has to pay for insurance, and she has to pay for taxes, and the piping got damaged, and in the village where they live, there are it's a very nice place. So there's like maintenance fees. You have to, the houses have to look the same. Yeah? You must please keep your garden like this, because if you make your garden ugly, your ugly garden is affecting the value of my house. I'm your neighbor. So they have like these homeowner associations. So you have to keep up the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So this lady is in tears. And she's saying, I began with a mortgage of 2,000 plus US, and I could afford it. And now we are going upside of 3,000 plus, on the high side of 3,000. This is not what I came for. I wish the days where I was renting. So it depends.
So Isaac, in the Rwandan context, do you think buying land or owning a house is a symbol of success? Or it's actually becoming
I think it is. I don't know when it will not be a symbol of. It's a symbol of autonomy. It's a symbol of security.
A symbol of I've made it.
It's a symbol. Yes, it is a symbol of arrival.
Arrivalism.
Mbega way. Arrivalism.
Arrivalism. If that exists, anyway.
It does now. It is. You've heard it here on Royal FM, Kigali in the morning. So I mean, yes, but it can also be. You see, any resource, any significant purchase like a home, it can be a blessing and it can be a burden. It depends on how you furnish it. I mean, how you manage the cost of it, not furniture. How you manage the cost of it. Yeah, it depends.
I mean, is anything like managing? Because to some people they say if financial freedom is the goal, then why does owning a house feel like a financial bondage? And I think to so many people,
Yeah.
it is really bondage.
Yeah.
Because you find folks who are so worried, they call this house their house. It's not in their names,
Yeah.
right? And then the bank is knocking. Job security in this part of the world is not something you
Everywhere,
guarantee yourself.
Everywhere, Jesse.
2 years into the job, you're
Yeah.
excited because
fired.
it gives you an indication you could get a mortgage of a certain
Head
amount.
of USAID
Wow.
project, blah, blah, blah. Donald Trump, wake up.
No more USA.
No more
Shut
USA
down.
job. Go home.
The job is gone.
Yeah.
You have the mortgage still going for 40 years.
Yes.
And then you have to figure out what to tell your children. This home is actually not ours. It belongs to
No,
the
okay.
commercial bank.
The name, the title on the house is still yours, but the bank holds it because of
It's
what you have
covered.
borrowed.
But also, that it just gets me asking, then how are we supposed to get those big assets? How are we supposed to achieve them? Because for sure, for the salaries we work for, we cannot save to get these properties.
There's an unknown quote that the author is unknown, but I enjoyed very much. He says that, or he or she says that, there's one difference between wealthy people and broke people. One difference only. Only one.
Okay.
When you are broke like me, President CEO
Of the Broke People Association.
Stingy Men's Association. Broke people, the quote says, broke people earn money and spend it. This is the mindset of brokenness. So if you're like me, we are together in the stingy people, not only just men.
Stingy People Association.
So earn money, spend it. He says wealthy people earn money, buy assets that generate more, and then spend from the assets. That's the only difference.
Listen, I'm just looking at a message here from a friend of mine we met the other day. He says, this property thing is more of societal pressure to be seen as owning homes. Remember, when we met one of the corporate gentlemen at the U.S. Embassy who works at a big bank and owns no home, but some of his junior staff own 350 million mortgaged homes for 50 years.
Yeah.
And now the house is earning them about 1K to 2K.
In
But
rent.
you have 350 million, yeah?
Yeah. And again, depending on how much deposit you put on that 300M house, you might end up finding you buying that house 5 times. Same house, you pay for it 5 times.
What is
4
beating my
times.
understanding is the years, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a matter of how much
It's
you can
because
pay.
you can't manage to pay for it
How
in
much
10
you can
But also,
years.
pay.
what I know from people living in the Western world, I have a friend of mine whose parents are like probably 18 right now, 80,
Okay.
and they're still paying for their mortgage.
Yeah. It's also because you can remortgage your home. Huh? You can get a house and pay for it through the bank, and then finances are not working very well halfway through or 30% way through the mortgage payments, and then you go to the bank and say, hey, we need to adjust
Revise.
we need to revise, to come and study again how to fix this mortgage. Or maybe I need some money. I need to get some money. I need a loan against my house. Can we reorganize?
To put the furniture.
To change the furniture, to upgrade.
Because Christmas is coming.
You understand?
The
You can't.
in-laws are coming.
Do not embarrass me.
Yes, so
with
I
your
need
sofa.
more
So when will
money.
you get out of this debt?
So you end up
forever?
going in cycles, or it's dead cycles. You see, this is one of the reasons
see-
why it depends whether a house is a symbol of success or not. It depends on how you manage that financial burden.
We take loans for only 2 years from the bank, and you just feel the amount of pressure is too high.
Yeah.
But if you're to live
30
for 50
years.
years,
50 years.
Yeah, there are some people that have a thick skin.
Yeah.
Like, let the bank say what they want to say. We'll figure out.
Will they chase me from the house?
wow.
And then you find some people on top of these mortgages they cannot pay for.
Yeah.
They're also in multiple relationships.
Wait a minute.
financing more than one marriage.
Jesse has angles.
Of course, we have to bring in these angles.
But that's for sure. It's happening. It's happening actually in the corporate world a lot.
It well, you're seeing how infidelity is becoming a viral meme on in Coldplay. So you can
Coldplay just
see,
exposed people the
just
other day.
anyhow. People have paid tickets and you're here exposing me, useless.
I can assure you they will never go for any concert.
No, listen, I've paid my money and you're here putting me on blast.
Actually, they should sue Coldplay.
Give me my money back at
But
least.
how? Those are the terms and conditions for the concert.
You are in public. That's your problem.
Yeah.
The camera is always going to be roaming.
Yeah. The camera's rolling. So, fair attention. So there's a cost to every choice. Clearly, obviously, there's a cost to every choice. When you, for example, you buy a home, but a home can also root you. It can supplant you. And some people want to move around. So you can find that a home might be more of a burden than a blessing under those conditions. I don't want to be held in one place. Now I'm concerned. I've traveled somewhere and I'm concerned about the one who's renting my place, or the maintenance of my place, or how it is being used. So sometimes being a free spirit is beneficial both personally and financially. However, it's undeniable that owning a home, you can borrow against that home. It lends a certain level of permanence. This person is here. They're stable. They're settled. So there are a number of social and financial benefits of having a home as well. You just need to. It depends on how you manage it.
There's a circle of bright minds that I met the other day, and we were talking about the same thing. If you had your 70, 80 million cash, should you go and buy a home and put it up for rental, or should you just go and buy cosmetics from China, come and resell, make more money? One person said, they think of buying homes or putting up rentals should be for super rich people who have more than
Multiple
enough.
income.
They have other incomes from elsewhere, because just to get revenue and a profit from that investment is going to take you years.
Yeah.
Years and years. I mean,
Yeah.
you're charging somebody 300,000 a month. How many months do you need to recoup
The original
the
money.
investment that you
Exactly.
put into
Exactly.
the house?
Yeah.
Do you think home ownership should be for the super rich, and us, the regulars, we should just go and bring wigs and sell them?
First of all, don't say us. Don't say us as if you are regular. Jesse, know yourself. Who are you lying? So Jesse is the super rich who will be owning homes. But the rest of us, Juliana,
Me and you, we shall buy cosmetics and resell.
we shall buy our wigs. I think that there's a certain temperament, a certain mindset for home ownership. Properties is costly to start as an investment. It's like you're saying, so you might spend tens to hundreds of millions just to put up a property, and then spend years, even decades, to get the original money back, let alone profit. So you need to be patient. You need to have a lot of money, and you need to be patient with the return on your initial investment. And there are faster ways to do things, right? There are faster ways to generate a profit. You might drop some money in a bond, as opposed to that same money you'd have put in a house. You can put in a bond in 10 years.
And you still get you the same money?
It's double. In 10 years, it's double in a bond. And in
10 years, you can never double out of rentals.
No, you're not. In 10 years, you'll be lucky to get your original money back.
Remember, there's maintenance in there.
Yeah. There's so many things.
No, you cannot,
no,
even
you
if
can't.
there
No,
was
you
no
cannot.
maintenance.
Unless you are renting you're like the one and only hotel, where you're renting for $5,000 a night,
The Malala.
for example.
Why did I see that coming? I did see that coming.
Please, we have those who we are supposed to talk about.
It's a beautiful building, by the way.
It
For
is
example.
lovely.
Yes,
It is.
I don't know
lovely.
what's the range per night.
I'm sad. I just don't know whether they can allow us to take pictures even when it's temporary closed.
Please, you pay.
No, it's not a business now,
Yeah.
all right?
Okay,
But
but
it
a structure.
continues to be a building.
Oh, so we're
So
allowed
it's not
to
stopped
access.
being
Yeah,
a
you
building.
can pass by to greet the people there.
Oh, we will pass by.
Yeah, but not to sleep, to pay to
And
sleep
and
there.
a selfie.
Of
Yeah,
course.
you can take a selfie there.
That's like one of the reasons why we are going.
One of the biggest. So you'll spend a long time to recover that money. But of course, then you have a property, you have, again, all the things, all the benefits that we mentioned, and quite a bit of headache. As long as you love property, please go ahead. But there are other ways to make money as well.
Is this one way of saying that if you are into building homes or buying homes, this is something, if you do it today, and let's say you are in your 40s, 50s, if you do it today, and you're going to rentals, that's something you should say, this is generational wealth for children to be.
That could be another
in
motivation.
the many years.
Yeah,
If you have the money.
Yeah, it could be a
But
motivation
you've had
as
people
well.
who actually say, I'm building these rentals for school fees. Like the focus is not about, it's not about now.
Yeah,
It's about the future school
I'm
fees.
parking some
Yeah.
money in these rentals, and I'll get some money to pay school fees in the future. Or it could be, like just as saying, it could be something that my kids will inherit. I'm going to put this in a trust, and my kids will inherit it in the future. Personally, I'd be more of a fan of building to sell as opposed to building to rent. Because you build to sell, you take your investment and some interest, some profit right away on the sale. When you rent, you take your time. I don't know if I'm not patient.
I mean, I've heard of this concept. I told you the other day, I went to check a property, which is in Zindiro. Was being priced at about 80 million Rwanda francs. I went to check this property and it was so miserable. These guys who build to sell, I think we need to be more careful. They literally put boards in the walls and cover the boards with cement, not bricks.
So you blow on it one day.
I looked at
That's
the
why you
property
need-
of 80 million.
That's why you need a realtor, like a real
Touch
good
the
estate.
walls.
Yeah, but
I
someone
mean, with
like that is in
quality.
trouble because something will happen and they'll come for him or her. You know, the people who cut corners and cheat when they're
Shortcuts.
developing.
I looked in the ceiling.
Yeah.
It was not timber that you would say this is timber for ceiling.
It was wood.
Those
They just
toothpicks.
cut trees and used the stems in there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Scary.
that one is dangerous now. It's no longer cutting.
Who
only cutting
regulates the
corners.
space though?
No, there's a regulator for.
There's definitely a regulator.
Around the housing?
for-
The ones who gives you licenses and all
yeah,
that.
there's the city,
The city of Kigali?
and because you have to bring your building plans, they have to be approved. Housing. This is not my field, huh? So
It's
we'd
not
have
your
to check.
field, but there is what
But
I can
there's-
confirm is there are so many poor
No, that's for
quality
sure.
homes.
Always.
Very many
Too
poor
many.
quality homes
Yeah.
in
I think
Rwanda.
after giving the
Yeah, yeah.
license, I don't know if they do the rounds of supervising, but they should. I think that's the law.
It might be interesting to have somebody who's in the real estate space to discuss. But I do know, of course, even my own experience shopping for homes, residential homes, there's unfortunately a very large number of old homes. Some are good, strong but old, and then those which are built in poor quality. They're unfortunately
It's just a finishing on the top.
More reason why,
the
if
cosmetics.
you're buying,
Papier-mâché.
if you're purchasing a house, you need to find a professional realtor, like a real estate,
do the evaluation.
to do the evaluation, to actually to know exactly about that building, how it was done. They should be able to do that.
Also, people
Than doing it
avoid
yourself.
architects. The cost of professional service. People avoid. So somebody's and they get drawings and then they refuse to get the engineer to come and build. I have the drawing. I can do it myself.
Yeah, my brother can,
I
can
have a
build.
cousin.
Just put in cement. Go to YouTube,
What's
find how
hard?
to mix cement, and raise the building
What's
for
hard
yourself.
here? Use your eye. Is that line straight? It's not straight.
That's
Kumbe
just-
you've built a.
People who undermine people's professional.
Yeah.
A lot of them are there in the market.
Isaac, if someone is listening to us today, they are saving up for a home just because that's what people do. What should they ask themselves first?
Number one, can you afford it? Just because you have the money doesn't mean you can afford it.
Or just because you want it?
Just because you want it doesn't mean you can afford it. So that's number one. Number two, for me, that's the first question I ask myself, is if I can afford it. Number two, what is the overall benefit? What lifestyle am I trying to lead? Because you might end up doing things just because that's the way people do them, and then find out the things you're doing are conflicting with the way you want to live. somebody says, no, I want to work for international organization, which could any day pick me from here and send me somewhere else, then why am I rooting myself when I want to be able to move around? In the question of whether you can afford it comes how much money have you set aside for it?
Normally should be in what range, what percentage?
70, 30, 50?
No,
You know,
7% is too much.
at least more than a quarter. That's what I would think.
So if a house is 100 million,
At
half of
least
it is
have
25 million.
at least have a quarter of it. At least. You see, the more you have, the less costly the amount you will pay to borrow when you borrow borrow a mortgage, when you borrow from the bank. Because you'll pay for a shorter period of time, you probably pay a more reasonable amount of money. And the interest you pay as a result will also be less. So the cost of borrowing becomes less when you need to be organized. I don't know if I talked about this wedding meeting. Somebody invited me and told me he had less than 1% of the money for the wedding.
Where was he marrying?
And he was marrying saying, let's raise money. Now I'm
He was marrying on other people's budget.
on other people's money. Now I'm wondering, who are you going to take from somebody's home? You are saying that I'm going to marry, and you don't even have less than 1% of
But
the
how was he
budget.
going to feed that woman after
This is
marrying
the
them?
question.
The person wasn't trying to marry, he was trying to find someone to sleep with.
Wow.
But the point is, you want to marry, you want these life events, marriage, home ownership, building a family, and yet you don't have the basic building blocks, the basic materials to accomplish these things. Or you're overstretching yourself, making unrealistic requirements on yourself to accomplish things. It causes problems. Don't do it.
Now, Isaac, yesterday I saw you had a session. By the way, Isaac Ngusi is a personal business and investment finance executive trainer and coach.
Yes,
You
sir.
Mouthful.
You can hire Isaac as a company. He can take you through series of different topics to help your staff
Yeah.
in your organization. That can go on for a month, that can go on for a quarter, that can go on for the entire year, depending on your needs. Isaac is also the founder of Success Through Perspective, right? And I know you love this quote that says that success
I love
is
this
the
quote.
progressive realization of a worthy deal.
Yes.
And I think to settle, to buying or to stay renting, what is the worthy deal? I think that's a conversation that we've just been on.
Love this quote, Isaac.
Asante.
Now, don't go wasting your 25 million trying to look like the other guys because they have a mortgage of 350.
For example.
It's not their house. Don't be fooled. It's not their house. They're just posing in somebody else's house.
I think it's very important
In
that
the
every time
banker's
you
house.
have money, a lot of money like that, and you want to invest, you need to have professional conversations with the professionals to actually educate you more about
I agree.
how to deal with your money.
So find Isaac. Isaac, you have this place where people find you.
www.moneymakingsense. Money needs to make sense.
Yes.
.biz. We have a whole host of services that we provide, but most importantly, we're trying to make money and finance simple and understandable. So join our community and manage your money well.
Isaac Nkusi, this morning on the Money Matters Conversation.
Join the Money Conversation with Isaac Nkusi every Wednesday at 8 a.m. on Kigali in the morning. Money Matters, growing together with you. Powered by the Money Making Sense podcast. From around the world in 3 minutes, the news updates,